My name is Joy Ikemoye Diate-Smith. I am one of the 3 founding members of the Know Thyself Foundation for the African Diaspora in America, affectionately and conveniently known as KTFADA. There are a few things in life that I am genuinely proud of. My ability to near perfectly recreate my mother's sweet potato pie is definitely one of them. You see, that recipe has been passed down in her family for generations. My mother was African American, which means that she was directly descended from those persons forcibly dispersed as a result of the transatlantic slave trade. She was a member of the African Diaspora in America. I have visited the remnants of the plantation that she grew up on in South Carolina, and that is as far back as my history goes on her side. But back to the pie. You see, I discovered by sheer happenstance that my love for sweet potato pie and yams in general is deeply ingrained in my DNA, on not only my mother's side, but on my father's side as well, specifically due to his Nigerian-ness. You see, my father immigrated here from Nigeria in college. He met and married my mother, and they started a family. And just in case there are any ICE agents watching, he is a legal permanent resident. But I digress. You see, my father explained to me that in every way, the African yam is vastly different from its American cousin, in every way except for their very basic DNA. I know that I'm related to the king of Twan Bras in Bayelsa State in Nigeria. I've met and dined with my Nigerian family. I have seen the regalness and majesty of my Nigerian culture in action. There is a monumental difference in the connection I feel to the ancestry, heritage, and culture of my 2 parents. Because I can distinguish this contrast of my experiences, I can recognize the void and the need to fill it, and what it will give me. I want, deserve, and need to know about my mother's side, and there are so many people just like me. Every member of the African diaspora in America experiences this need for continuity to their ancestors. And for you, a donation to KTFADA will support members of the African diaspora in America receiving no-cost DNA-based ancestry testing from AfricanAncestry.com, which has the largest database of African DNA samples available. You might have noticed earlier that I did air quotes when referring to my African American mother. You see, African American is a generic catch-all term which implies that my history only goes back to the point that my ancestors were unloaded like chattel. It dismisses the fact that our history is deeply rooted in the land that up until now, with the advent of DNA testing, we were completely and totally disconnected from for all intents and purposes. KTFADA purposes to help the African American descendants of those persons involuntarily dispersed as a result of the transatlantic slave trade, illuminate ancestral and familial connections that were obscured. Previous generations have said that we are descended from royalty, from the great kings and queens in Africa. It is our hope that this next generation will be able to call them out by name. Every dollar raised will be used to make the testing kits available. We have a submission process which, in honor of our African ancestors, prioritizes our elders, specifically those residing in the city of Detroit. If you have watched this entire video, I hope you understand and appreciate the goals of this campaign. It is my hope that even if you cannot contribute to the campaign financially, that you will like, share, and work with us to help spread the word about this noble cause. BB, and I thank you.